All right, folks, let us partake in this bountiful drive around Colorado City, Arizona. I'm sure most of you are curious about this place that seems only in your wildest fairy tales, but it exists. It's real. It's a town definitely stuck in the 1800s in many ways. I am but an infidel in these lands, a proud infidel. But I thought I'd give you guys a little tour anyways, for those seeking the sacred promise of having a wife every single night. Or should I say a different wife every single night of the week. I've been here a couple times just out of curiosity, and I was on my way home from Bryce Canyon back to California. I thought I'd just drop by, see what's changed, what's different. That's the school that they were forced to close down, unfortunately, because the county wanted to do something nice and make a school for the kids to go to, and they were forced to shut it down because the church, fundamentalists, Latter-day Saints, ordered all the children out of the school. So indeed, they shut it down because there was not enough kids there going into it. They built this little park here. It's got a little memorial in the middle. Can't quite remember what it said. Don't think I'll go into there for now, though. Looks like a cemetery. I don't believe it is, though. I think it was a park that's just been kind of neglected, been abandoned. A big change that's happened here since I've last been here is this. This was their main meeting house for the fundamentalists here in Colorado City. And they built an entire wall around it for some reason. Obviously, why build walls is probably trying to keep prying eyes out of what's going on inside. But that definitely kind of interested me that they would build that. Because it used to be open parking lot, you could just come right in. Usually abandoned except for Sundays. People do not drive the speed limit around here. But yeah, so now it's all walled off, and nobody knows what's going on in there. No trespassing signs, and very interesting. There's two kids running. Dress codes for the children, actually for anybody, really kids, are button-up shirt and jeans. For the women, it's 1800s prairie dresses. I remember the first time I came here, I was very, very scared. Oh, by the way, here's the park. It's a very nice park, actually. Very custom built. I'm putting down my little camera here just for a minute because there's a car driving by. But yeah, very custom built. I mean, they have like gigantic tires for kids to go on. In fact, I may even go in there, but I think not right now. Maybe we'll drive by it. Just kind of take a look inside of it. But yeah, take a look if you can, best you can. It actually used to have some train tracks and a home-built train that was in there. I've walked around it before. We're talking 2009, though. But it's kind of a nice little park. Definitely better than that other one they had back there, the Memorial Park, I guess. So there's two sides of Colorado City. There's the Arizona side. Then there's the Hilldale side. Don't know exactly why they built it on the border. My guess is, and if history serves me, it was if they ran into trouble on the Utah side with the law, they could just jump over to the Arizona side really quick and escape those kind of problems, and vice versa. Obviously, they haven't been running into problems with state authorities as much as federal. Now, I don't know what this gigantic house is with the wall and everything else. I don't know if that was Actually, I'm followed by a car. I'm gonna pull over to the side real quick. I don't know if that was Warren Jeff's house or anybody who's watching this video could probably chime in better, or Meryl Jessup perhaps, but I see they built even another park. They have all kinds of nice little parks around here. I haven't seen that one, not recently anyways. Well, like I said, I haven't been around here since 2009. See, this is what the dress code for the women are. Is what you see right there. Let's go down this little dirt road here. We'll make a turnaround back to Colorado City. Another interesting thing about this whole area is that most of the houses are incomplete. They seem to be stuck between being built and being completed, and I don't know if that was because of the zoning law, like maybe they're trying to skirt around zoning laws, or some other sort of tax evasion scheme to not pay taxes if you're building your house. I actually don't know the full story about that either. As you can see, I've come unprepared with any details really. I just know, you know, there's a bunch of kids running, and so, you know, when you look at these people, you know, I mean, I feel sort of bad driving around here like it's a sideshow, freak show kind of thing. But a lot of the people here do seem pretty happy. The kids are running around, smiling, and seems like, you know, wonderful family life. Obviously, it's got its dark secret, you know, with, you know, child molestation and women stuck into their, you know, polygamous marriages that they want to get out of, but they can't. And I'll actually show you once we get over here back to the main road what the state did in response to that to kind of help women who were trying to get out of that kind of situation. They didn't want to be in that situation. Here's another prairie dress girl running across the road up ahead with her dog, going to the park for a walk. Or maybe by the park, I don't know. And it looks like these families going to the park. They do seem happy and content with their lives. Now, more power to them, I guess, even though that's against state law as far as bigamy goes. So we're driving down the main kind of thoroughfare here in the middle of Colorado City. This is kind of where the town is up ahead here. It's got one gas station and one marketplace. It used to be called something Marketplace Co-op. They changed it to American Supply, I saw when I drove by earlier. Here's the sole gas station in town. And there's the Marketplace gas station. Actually, it looks abandoned. That's new too, since I last been here in 2009. Oh, there's the city hall, by the way. Right over there. Drive down here, I'll show you what, because there's always the stories, right, of the people who are trying to get out of polygamy, the lost boys that have kind of descended upon St. George, kicked out of the church because not enough women to marry off to them, and then there's the stories of the women who are trying to escape out of polygamy and get out of the religious cult that they're in. Let's face it, it is a cult. And a lot of times, at least previously in the past, look out, dude, there's been no options for these folks. actually built a couple things, much to the anger, no doubt, of the FLDS church. They built a kind of like a government center, an all-in-one government center sort of deal, where they put a Mojave County Sheriff's substation to kind of counteract the Colorado City Police Department, which has been known to kind of enforce church policy and law and doctrine and everything else. They also built a district attorney's office there, a kind of like a family advocacy, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a child protective services sort of deal. And I'm actually trying to find it now. I thought it was around here somewhere. In any case, if I don't find it, we'll move on. Because I know I saw a similar type of building on the way in. I don't know if they moved that as well. I thought it was near the community college. That was the other thing they did. They built a community college here a number of years ago for people that, you know, want to be educated and not kind of stuck in their ignorant kind of ways, so to speak. Let's see if I can find it down this way. It's around here somewhere. Actually, that's the main highway, isn't it? So it's up a bit above ahead more. Warren Avenue, huh? Interesting name. Let's head on down this way, I guess. Anyways, the very first time, I was gonna tell you the story about that. The very first time I came out here, I was terrified. I thought I was gonna be pulled over by the Colorado City Police Department, and I thought, see, these kids are happy. They do a lot of work. They're kind of just messing around more than working. But I thought I was going to be pulled over by the Colorado City Police Department and locked up and under torture, you know, be made to be told what I was doing in town. But that never happened. I drove through. You get a lot of stares, especially with a California license plate like I have. But the police have never bothered me. They've driven by and looked at me and kept going. So, I mean, things have definitely calmed down here compared to what they were probably years ago with all the horror stories you get out of it. I mean, they're still practicing polygamy, and I don't doubt there's still child abuse going on here, family abuse, but I mean, there's not really it seems more integrated, I guess. I mean, there's even a subway around here now. And other people have actually moved in. There's a lot of stories, news stories about people that have moved in. The churches, the FLDS church has made their life completely difficult by, you know, by enforcing and zoning laws that are ridiculous, given the fact, of course, that a lot of, there it is, it's over here. Mojave Community College. In fact, this was it. I'm sorry, I passed by it the first time. In here real quick and I'll show you the community college. I guess it looked a little different, and the reason why is because I thought there was like a family advocacy county sheriff, basically a county government building. Here's the community college. Yeah, there it is. I passed right by it the first time. So, by all accounts, it looks like a normal American town when you initially drive in until you start seeing the people dressed up the way they are. Definitely off the beaten path. I wonder what the future is for these folks. It's a shame I can't find the county government building. I think we passed by it though, at least I did on the way in. And I think what I'll actually do is show you Centennial Park. I'll go drive by there real quick before it gets too dark. And I'll show you what a night and day difference it is between Colorado City, Arizona, and the other fundamentalist Latter-day Saint group. Basically what happened with these folks is, as we all know, the fundamentalists broke off from the Mormon Church a number of years ago. And they formed because the Mormon Church banned polygamy. Now, I used to be Mormon myself a number of years ago. And once you get really into the religion and you start learning the doctrine and everything else, you know that supposedly polygamy is going to come back according to the mainstream Mormon Church. At least that's what I was taught. So again, comment if I won't get offended if you call me out wrong or whatever, but call me out on it if you want to. But that's what I was taught, and that's what I believe. The main Mormon Church believes. So they believe polygamy is going to come back, but they banned it, and that was one of the requirements the United States had in order for Utah to become a state. So they banned it, and there was a group in the mainstream Mormon Church, the fundamentalists, Latter-day Saints as they're now called, who said basically, hell no. This is core doctrine. This is what Joseph Smith taught us, the prophet, everything else, and long story short, they separated. Now, what happened during that separation as well is it broke off into multiple different fragments. From the mainstream church, it became fundamentalist Latter-day Saints, and then it broke off multiple times again. So what you just saw, what we went through in 18 minutes, a mini tour for those who are curious, as I once was, or Colorado City was the fundamentalist Latter-day Saints. Now, there's another fundamentalist group who are in their own community just down the road here that most people don't even know about, called Centennial Park. And if I felt bad, making this a little sideshow travel thing by going around Colorado City, I especially feel bad about Centennial Park, because these folks are just about as normal, everyday American apple pie as you can imagine over here. Because when we drive through, it's going to look like an upscale suburban city, or not city, but kind of community. I mean, here's some of their cars, brand new vehicles that are driving by now. I don't know where this truck's going. Looks really beat up. Work truck, evidently. But as we drive into here, know this, that Colorado City fundamentalists, Latter-day Saints, these folks in this community over here in Centennial Park are still polygamists. They still have multiple wives. It's just they don't follow that whole let's live in the 1800s like the Latter-day Saints over in Colorado City do. Things are much nicer. I don't know why it's so much nicer over here. I think I heard something about, I guess the community owns a bunch of very well-to-do construction companies. But as we drive in here, notice just how different it is. How the cars are nicer, how everyone's dressed up really, really nice, brand new clothing. Not looking like they've been basically been working and wearing these clothing for the last 20 years. They seem like just normal, average, everyday people. Even their marketplace is nicer, and it's still open. LED signs. they seem like average, typical, everyday Mormons. Good people. Now, I don't live in the community, so I don't know, what, if anything, what, if any, kind of dark secrets this community can hold. But just on its face, if I was going to judge this by face value, I would certainly say that that I would never guess this was a polygamous community, but it is. They even have an apartment complex. Everything's much nicer. They don't stare at you as you drive by. They just completely, basically ignore you. Like, just here to visit family or something from California. But it's getting darker now, and this video has certainly run kind of long. Ran a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But I mean, just look at the nicer houses. There's more construction over here, but a lot of these people are certainly well-to-do. For X, Y, and Z, I don't know, but I was really, the first time I came down here in 2009, I was really kind of shocked that this used to be part of the same church that the Fundamentalist Latter-day Saints that live in Colorado City. And they've completely, besides, accepting polygamy, they've completely kind of gone above and beyond and decided to come join society like everybody else. I mean, look, the street lamps they built, the nice houses, they're not wearing prairie dresses, the women. Really nice. There's even a school over here. They've even accepted a county school. So, if I was ever going to be a polygamist, and I never will, I'm sure as hell going to live over here with these fine folks. Now, I'm sure in the comments we'll get some Centennial Park people on this YouTube video here that I'm making who will chime in. I doubt we'll get any Colorado City folks because I don't think they're really allowed to have internet over there or anything. Maybe they are. As you can see, I'm completely ignorant about everything, including Centennial Park over here. But it just amazes me how fractured things can get from the very original start with Joseph Smith and just how things are now. I was trying to see if we could find some, folks you can see how they dress differently. Here's a person right over here. Here's a female over here on the left. I don't know if you saw her, but they're wearing like church clothes every day. There's a guy right there. But they're dressed nice, and they seem like really great people. So besides the fact, of course, as you know, they're breaking state law by practicing polygamy, these definitely seem like contributing members of society. Hopefully they're paying their taxes and contributing in some way. Looks like it's a long road here. In any case, I think that we're running long here with the video here. I'm spending a lot more time here on my little side trip from Bryce Canyon to California in this area than I wanted to. And I got a long drive back, of course, so I think I may stop the video there. I would have gone back in a little more, and maybe I will, but I do need to get driving home. We'll see if there's a turn off up here. I guess not. I guess we're gonna go back to that same little kind of commercial district. Sorry guys, I know I'm kind of stumbling around with words too, and I apologize. It's just had a long day over in southern Utah exploring canyons and hiking Bryce Canyon, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So, I mean, I'm pretty tired. I can barely even think right now. We'll pull in here a little bit. If I walked in here though, and in Colorado City, I kind of get stares when I went to their little marketplace. But if I walked into this community grocery store here, I probably wouldn't get a second thought. I'd be obviously an outsider, but I don't think I would get the stares or the "you don't belong here" sort of deal. In fact, if I wanted to become a fundamentalist, here's some ladies up here. They'll kind of show you what they dress like. If I wanted to become a Centennial Park fundamentalist Latter-day Saint, I bet you they'd even let me in. Whereas Colorado City, hell no, because there's not enough women to go around over there, and I'd be one of the lost boys for sure. I don't think I would make it in that church. I'd be a lost boy, homeless and on drugs in St. George, Utah. A really sad state of affairs, you know, that these young men over in St. George, Utah, you know, just the survival of the fittest sort of thing. That's probably a bad way to put it, but kicked out from the only thing they knew, which was of course, polygamy, and basically kind of just thrown on the street. Kicked out of the church and nowhere else to go. No money, no skills, no family. Cut off from the family. The church demands, you know, when someone's kicked out of the church, that there's no contact, and it kind of comes down to, well, do I listen to the church and what my God says, or do I keep in contact with my family? And sadly, a lot of them, probably the majority, are kicked off, and you know, you want to listen to God instead of your family. You want to help out your family, but I guess it kind of comes down to, you know, I don't want to go to hell. So, and it's for a lot of people who are very religious. I know I used to be very religious. It's kind of a God, family, country kind of deal. Where if God told you to do something, you know, through the prophet, through their fundamentalist Latter-day Saint prophet, you do it, even if it comes above family. You know, if it told you to leave your family, God says to do that through the prophet, you do. I think we'll wind our way out of here now, but we'll go down this way, because like I said, I do got a long drive back to California, so I was kind of interested to come through here anyways, to kind of see how things have changed. Centennial Park is certainly, you know, been improved a little bit. Looks much nicer. They're even driving Priuses. Look at that. Hopefully something I'll be driving in the near future. Look, they're out driving, you know, walking. They're like normal people. I think that's pretty cool. That, besides the fact they're violating state law, I'm kind of big on the law. You might say I work in law enforcement, and I follow the law myself. So besides that little caveat, they've really kind of built themselves a nice little community over here compared to Colorado City. And you don't hear about the same sort of, here's a school or something over here. We'll check that out really quick. You don't hear about the same kind of abuses going on over here in Centennial Park like you do Colorado City. Let's walk in and go in here just a little bit. Yeah, it's a charter school. Okay. So I don't know what, if any, help they've accepted from the state over here. But I bet the state of Arizona or Mojave County or any other government entity, maybe the federal government, I bet they it looks like a business park over there. You wouldn't see anything like that in Colorado City for sure. Nothing two-story besides a house. But they're definitely probably on friendlier terms than they are in Colorado City. And it'll be interesting to see how this continues. That's a nice house. Very nice house. Beautiful. But it'll be definitely interesting to see how the future progresses, as you know, as we become more of a globalized and interconnected society. and how knowledge seeps in. The community college is there now, of course. It's been there for years. And I guess as people start to learn and join society, and their little shrouded community that used to be shrouded here in the middle of the desert is now being surrounded by civilization, so to speak. It'll be interesting to see how things change over in Colorado City. I mean, the good folk over here in Centennial Park are on board. They want the good life, They're not ashamed of, being successful. And what's interesting is see this house right here. It's kind of half built too. So I don't know if they're doing that same kind of deal, or I doubt it. I bet it's just under construction. Sorry, a part of being tired, I also get sidetracked a lot, as you've seen. If you've hung out with me so far this long in the video, and props to you. But we'll continue our way down here, work our way out of here, and we'll finally get out of here. But leave these folk alone, let them do their thing, But anyways, it's very interesting. I've always been fascinated with the whole fundamental Latter-day Saint church and everything, and how it's split off into these two communities that are so close to each other. You could throw a stone over to Colorado City from where we are. I've always been kind of fascinated with that whole thing. That whole cultist thing. I'm not. I shut off the video by accident. I'm not very religious now like I used to be, but I guess it'll be kind of interesting to see, like you're saying, how this changes in the future, especially Colorado City, as people permeate who aren't members of that church. There's people living there now who aren't members. I mean, even when I looked and saw where we drove through there, I don't know if you guys saw that there was certainly people, young girls not wearing prairie dresses, not part of the church, walking around, going to the park, walking on their dog. It seems like the church, the Fundamentalist Latter-day Saint church over in Colorado City is kind of abandoning that community slowly. As we saw in Texas when they moved down there. I forgot what they call that little community they built down there. Remember a number of years back where the feds raided it, and there's all kind of outrage. Oh no, the tearing apart women from their children and stuff like that. And the feds were kind of forced to back off, like they do on a lot of laws, like illegal immigration, different laws that we have on the books but we're not enforcing anymore. We're back on the main road now. We're going to be heading over to Hurricane, where I'm going to grab a bite to eat because I haven't eaten all day. But that was Centennial Park. We drove out of their little community, and we'll drive by Colorado City on the way out. We're not going to go in. We're just going to drive by because I think this video has gone off for eternity now. It's bad enough I'm going to have to stitch it together because of because I accidentally shut it off by accident. I mean, even the Dollar Tree, by the way, that was new. They definitely didn't have the Dollar Tree there when I came through in 2009. But I guess 7 years will do a lot to any place, and it certainly has for Colorado City. It's definitely kind of becoming more civilized in many ways. The only problem is T-Mobile still doesn't work out here. I had to use my MiFi to get any kind of signal when I was driving through, trying to communicate with the outside world. In case the Colorado City police pulled me over, I needed to get my lawyer down here. Thank you, Legal Shield. I'm not a sponsor of this video, by the way. But I don't know. Like I was saying earlier, I know I get sidetracked a lot. There's it always fascinated me, this whole little thing down here, this whole little community of fundamentalists. Because like I said, I used to be a Mormon, so, and I'm not any longer, but it always fascinated me, why did they break off and do their own thing? And I guess just the whole thing around it. How come the feds haven't been successful in stopping it? Obviously because of feds don't enforce a lot of laws, neither does the state. It's kind of one of those cut your losses and run sort of deals where it's more, it probably would cost more, not even financially, to enforce that kind of law than it would be just to let them go and do their, and just do their thing. With exception, of course, there's still over here in Colorado City, there's still the child abuse, family abuse, and really women who are prisoner because they know no other way out. It's really good that the state and the county have kind of opened up their resources. Speaking of them, I still when we drove around Colorado City, I didn't see that little government building that used to be there. I thought it was near the community college, but it wasn't there. So I don't know where they moved it, or maybe I was looking on the wrong spot, perhaps. But I highly doubt they would pull out, because I'm sure people have come to those resources when they needed help and have successfully, petitioned the government to help them out of quite frankly, being a prisoner here. Not necessarily with, behind bars and by the way, we're going into Hilldale now. We'll get around this guy. But these places were here. These little businesses right here. But the subway, I don't remember the subway. That's for sure. And I definitely wouldn't be a fundamentalist Mormon if I didn't have a subway nearby me. Gotta have my subway. But that's kind of cool. So anyways, we're heading out into riding out into the sunset now. Back to civilization. I'm in my Ford Fiesta time machine and I'm traveling back to 2016. Whereas I was in the 1800s for a while there. So, I don't know. This guy passed me here. So what do you guys think about the whole community out here? There's more fundamentalists, more polygamy communities out there. In Utah, I know there's some other places in Arizona. There's some, when you stop and think about it, just given we're talking about this on this video, but there's some really strange, not necessarily always a bad thing, but different and really backwater places in this country. This country is so huge. It's so big you don't even realize it until you maybe take a cross-country trip across it. Just how big this country is, how diverse we are, and how many secret communities and societies that are really out there. Some people who are watching this video know all about Colorado City and the fundamentalist Mormons, and others had no idea that this place even existed in the world. But it does, and it will continue to. And my biggest question as I sign off here is, how much longer will it? We're all striving for that Star Trek society. I'm a Trekkie myself, and the whole society where we're all one world, one community, one belief, not killing each other. When will we get to that point, I guess? Anyways, I guess I'm going to sign off here. I'm pissing people off by them driving around me, still trying to talk and still drive and still be tired and be starving at the same time. So I guess I'll sign off here, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and hope it satisfied your curiosity a little bit, or if you didn't know about these places that exist out here, I hope it opened your mind a little bit and gave you something to think about, I guess. Alright, folks. Well, I'm off to Hurricane and then back to California. So, thanks for joining me, and go ahead and leave a comment. You know, I'm sure there's a lot I talked about, and a lot of people could probably shed light. I won't doubt, because I have no doubt that Centennial Park people will be on here, and hopefully if I say anything wrong about your community, you'll jump in. And then there'll be the fundamentalists. Some of them have internet access too, and they'll probably be all pissed off at me and everything else. But you know, America.